Hello guys, welcome to the CSS crash course. In this video, we will learn about the CSS box model. My name is Kafui and welcome to my channel mods.dev. Please subscribe, like and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. With that said, let's get started. The CSS box model is a fundamental concept in web design that describes how elements are rendered on a web page in terms of their dimensions and spacing. It consists of four main components, which are the content box, the padding box, the border box, and then the margin box, which collectively determines the total space an element occupies within the document layout. So literally, HTML elements in CSS are like boxes. So in my text editor here, I have my H1 and then my paragraph elements, and then they are being displayed in the browser here. So in order to visualize this using the box model, we have to go to our browser DevTools. So let me just enlarge this here so that we have our text editor here and then the browser. So in order to access your browser DevTools, just right click on your web page and then click inspect. So by so doing, it takes you to the browser DevTools. And then let me zoom in. The browser DevTools has these tabs here, the element, the console tabs, and then all these other tabs. So our focus will be on the elements tab. On the elements tab, we can visualize or we can see our HTML document here. So as you can see, we have our H1 and then our paragraph here. So as I hover over them, you can see that they are being highlighted in the web page over here. Let me just bring this down here. So when I try to hover over this, you see that they are being highlighted in the web page over here. But we can click on this icon and then select a specific HTML element that we want to analyze. So let me scroll down here. So when you scroll down, you see this diagram in your DevTools. So this is what we use to visualize the CSS box model. Let me just bring this back. So this is the visualization of the CSS box model. So when I go ahead and then select this H1, we can visualize its box model here. So the box model has four components, which are the content box. So the content box is the actual area where the content of the element such as text is displayed. So when I hover over this blue box here, you see that it is being highlighted in our web page here. So this is the content box here. Now after the content box, we have what we call the padding box. So as you can see, we have padding here. So we have the padding box. The padding box is the space between the content and then the border of the element. It is used to set properties like the padding top, the padding right, the padding bottom, and then the padding left. So we'll look at that shortly. Then after the padding box, we have what we call the border box. So as you can see, this is the next box here. You can see this border here. So the border box surrounds the padding and then the content area. It has properties like border width, border style, and border color to define its thickness, style, and color. We'll look at that shortly. And then finally, we have the margin box. The margin box are the spaces outside the border of the element. They create a gap between the elements on the page. Margins can be set using the properties like margin top, margin right, margin bottom, and margin left. So that is it about the CSS box model. So when I hover over all these components, you see it being highlighted. But currently you can see that it is only the content box that is being highlighted in the web page, because we don't have our H1 doesn't have a padding, it doesn't have a border, and then it doesn't have, but it has a margin. So as you can see, it is being highlighted there. It has a margin and then it has a content. So let's try adding some padding and then border to this H1 element in our CSS. So I'll just go ahead and select the H1. So since it has margin, so I can add margin. So I can use the margin property and say margin of, let's say, 50 pixels, and then save. And then I'll go ahead, add a padding of, let's say, 50 pixels, and then I'll add a border width of, let's say, 10 pixels. Then I'll add a border style of, let's say, let me just select border style of, let's say, dashed, and then finally a border color of, let's say, let me just select this blue color here and save. So let's go to our web browser here. Let me just enlarge this. So by so doing, you see that these styles are being applied. I think my units are, let me just change this to, let's say, 20 pixels quickly. So I'll just change this one to 20 pixels so that it will be small. So 20 pixels, and then save. Good. So I think this is better. So by so doing, we have added what? These properties to what? Our elements, our H1. So when we come to the box model visualization guide here, we can see that now when I hover over the content box, you see our content is being highlighted. When I hover over the padding box, you see that the padding of what? 20 pixels all around. So we can give a padding of top, right, left, bottom, and then we can give a padding of top, right, bottom, and then left, and then our border is here. So we have our border style, our border color, and then our border width, and then finally we have our margin, which is what? 20 pixels all around. So this is what we refer to as what? The CSS box model. So one thing we can also do is that when I use this, is what we refer to as what? The shorthand property. So we can write, let me just comment this out quickly. We can give a margin, we can write a margin top of, let's say, we can give a margin top separately of, let's say, 5 pixels, and then let's say a margin right of, let's say, another 5 pixels. Then we can give margin bottom of 5 pixels, then margin left, write this properly, of, let's say, 5 pixels, and save. So by so doing, when we go to our box model here, you can see that this H1 element has a margin all around it of what? 5 pixels. Now I can go ahead. This margin property has a shorthand property, which is just margin. So I can just write margin, and then when I want the margin top to be, let's say, 5 pixels, I'll write 5 pixels. Then using space, I can define the margin right property to, let's say, let me just use 10 pixels, and then the bottom property or value to be 15 pixels, and then finally the margin left value to be what? 20 pixels. When I do that and save, I'll just comment this one out. When I do that and save, when we go to our box model here, you see that the margin top is what? 5 pixels. The margin right is what? 10 pixels. The margin bottom, the value is 15 pixels, and finally the margin left value is what? 20 pixels. So we can use this shorthand property to define what? The margin top, right, bottom, and then what? The margin left. Or better still, we can use the shorthand property like this. So I can define the margin top and bottom to be 10 pixels, and then the margin left and right to be, let's say, 20 pixels. When I do that and save, when we go to our box model, you see there, so margin top and bottom is 10 pixels, and then margin left and right is what? 20 pixels. So likewise for padding, so I'll just comment this out. Now let's look at the padding box. So I can give a padding top of, let's say, 5 pixels, and then padding right of, let's say, 10 pixels, and then padding bottom of 15 pixels, and then finally padding left of 20 pixels. When I do that and save, when we go to our box model visualization guide here, so when I hover over the padding box, you can see that our H1 has a padding of 5 pixels top, 10 pixels right, 15 pixels bottom, and then finally 20 pixels left. So that is it. So the padding property also has a shorthand property, which is what? Just padding. So we can use this to define the padding top. So I'll just go ahead and write this out. Then 10 pixels, 15 pixels, and then 20 pixels. So by so doing, we can use this shorthand property to define the padding top to be 5 pixels, padding padding right to be 10 pixels, padding bottom to be 15 pixels, and then padding left to be 20 pixels. And likewise, we can use the padding shorthand property to define padding top and bottom to be 10 pixels, and let's say padding left and right to be 20 pixels. And when I go to the visualization guide here, you can see that those values are being applied here. Now we can define the border box. So we have the border width. So the border width of, let's say, 10 pixels, and then we can define the style of the borders using the border style property. So you can see that we have all these values here that we can use. So we can use all these values. So we have this dash, we have dotted, we have all these values that we can use. So I will just select dash here, and when I do that and save, we have this black border. So in order to define the color of the border, we can use the border color property, and then I will just select one of these colors here, and when I do that and save, you see that, let me just enlarge this for you to visualize properly. You see that it is being applied here. So now we know that our border width is 10 pixels. So you see that 10 pixels is being applied. So likewise, we can set the border top width, and then we can set the width property for the individual sizes. So I can use the border top width property to set the width of the top of the border, and then let me just put 5 pixels here. I'll say border bottom width. So we are getting auto completion here, so you don't have to memorize all these properties in your mind. And then finally, I'll just border right width, and then give it a value. When I do that and save, those border is being applied here. So likewise, we have the border shortcut. So I can just write border, and then I'll just write the width of, let's say, 10 pixels, then a color of I'll just give a color of red, and then say solid, and use the solid value for the border width. So by so doing, so this is the border color, which is red, and then the border width of 10 pixels that I used, and then the border style of solid. So we have this solid. So let me just close this. So we have this solid border around our H1 element. So as you can see, when I go ahead and select this H1, we can visualize this when I hover over the border box. So that is it about CSS box model that we use on our HTML element. So one thing you should note is that the total width and height of an element is calculated by adding the content width or height to the padding, border, and margin width or the height. So that's it about CSS box model. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section for discussion. Please subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.